Hello, everybody, and welcome to another tier list video. I said I'd be cutting down on these, so it's been like roughly 3 weeks to a month since I did my last one, and today we're going to be going ahead and jumping in witches and wizards, some witchy girls and boys, and having some fun doing so. Let me know what you think, of course, in this tier list in the description down below, and I'll have the tier list itself linked down there so you can fill it on out, share it in the Discord server, share it in your Twitter, print it out, give it to your mom. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but without any further ado, let's go ahead and start ranking witches and wizards from S, the best, and D, the worst. That's how we're going to do it. I kind of just picked like a ton of random witches and wizards. I even texted a couple of friends of mine, was like, who should I include? And they just like responded, so I took what they said and threw them on in here. I did pull away from having people who are like debatably witches or wizards. I tried to go with like solidly, these are not just magic users, but they fall in the context of witches and wizards. And I did note that Jedi are called wizards repeatedly in the original trilogy, so they're included here as well. First up, we have Sabrina, the teenage witch. Talk about a character that has lasted quite a long time and been very influential in some pretty interesting ways. I enjoyed the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch show. I haven't seen the new show, if I'm being honest with you. I've heard, it's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and just drop her as a very solid B tier. Maybe like top of B tier here. Because I don't know. I think it's a fun interpretation of what a witch can be. But it's not like the most iconic or the most influential portrayal of a witch of all time. Saruman, the iconic traitorous wizard from Lord of the Rings. A lot of people are going to push him up to S. I'm actually going to leave him as a probably low A. If we're being honest, I'm going to say he's a low A tier. Now, in terms of like factors here that are going on, I'm going in like, what's their wizarding witchy aura like? Do they fit that stereotype? I'm also looking at all portrayals of them, okay, how many different mediums they've been in, and was it a success every time? And, the cool factor. How cool of a wizard are they? As well as influence. Yeah, you get it. I just want to make it clear that I'm looking at all portrayals. That means the Hobbit movies are included with Saruman, which some people are thinking, oh, that knocks him way down. No, because
Christopher Lee
still absolutely killed it in The Hobbit. They just didn't happen to be great movies. He was still awesome as Saruman because, Why did Siri f*** off? He was just still awesome as Saruman. Ganondorf, who is canonically a wizard within the Zelda franchise. Another bop, another good one here. I would say one of the better known video game wizards of all time. But I'm going to say he's just below Sabrina the Teenage Witch. If I'm looking at like their own notoriety within pop culture, I'm pretty sure more people know Sabrina the Teenage Witch than Ganondorf, and everything else I see them kind of even on, in terms of influence and stuff like that. In fact, I don't think Ganondorf's been as influential for the image of wizards as Sabrina has been for like the modern witch portrayal, though. That's just my take on that. Moving on. Zatanna, DC Comics. She's a good witch for the DC Comics. I'm not super familiar with her character, but a friend of mine said I had to include her. So that's the double-edged sword of this. If I don't include her, people are mad. If I do, I have to go off like the few impressions I've had, which is like mostly the DC animated shows I watched growing up. And she was fine. I'll put her slightly lower B tier as well. And you can fight me about that. This is my list. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to make your own. I encourage you to do so. It's kind of fun to do, and we're all having fun. I don't get the people who get mad. I'm done talking about that. I'm gonna get even higher pitched. Scarlet Witch. She's kind of, Marvel's equivalent of Zatanna, but she has the advantage that she's been in the MCU, which kind of has given a lot of these characters more influence and presence as they've been involved in that franchise. So I'm going to go ahead and bump her above Sabrina the Teenage Witch. We got a pretty stacked B right now. We have Gandalf. Are you going to fight me on that? I don't think so. It's Gandalf. He's S tier. No one should question that. Moving forward, we have Dumbledore, who I'm going to put above Sauron as a solid A. That's a good selection right there. Now we have one of the characters from The Craft, which is an underrated movie from the 90s. It's not great. It's just good. But check it out if you haven't already, especially if you're into like witchy stuff. It's a fun witchy movie, but I'm going to go ahead and throw her in C tier because it was just this one movie that hasn't had any influence. It's a good character, but, it is what it is. Doctor Strange. So one of the things that actually bugs me with witch and wizard characters, and something that I give a lot of credit for, is consistency of power. And I mark down characters that have low consistency of power, and wow, Doctor Strange, if you look out through his comic history, he is just... sometimes he's almost a god. Other times he's like a street wizard. It's strange. And I get that just comes with the territory of comics, but I feel like for Doctor Strange, it's even more extreme than normal. I still like him as a wizard, don't get me wrong. He's still probably a B tier to me, but controversially, I actually like Scarlet Witch's character more than him, and I find him to... I don't think he's as influential as Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I mean, she's huge among like every Disney-raised kid I know. Sabrina the Teenage Witch was a massive thing. I should have included that. So Raven, she's magical, but I don't think she's a witch. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put him just above Ganondorf. I think there's going to be a lot of people who think I'm criminally underrating Doctor Strange, but his character is cool when he's interacting with like other people in the MCU, but I'm just not that interested in him when he's on his own. Even in the comics, the solo Doctor Strange comics have never been super compelling to me. He's a team player, and that's when he's at his strongest. Harry Dresden, probably top of A. For me right now. The only reason I don't bump him up to S is his legacy's not done. You know, we're getting another book very soon. Stay tuned for the review for that. And I want to put him at top of A with the potential to go S depending how his arc closes on out. But he needs more time to be an S tier wizard in the true legacy of witches and wizards. You need to be a bit older to reach the upper tier, and it's amazing that Dresden's gotten this high with how new he is. That's the cop-out excuse I'm using right now, because I need to make sure my S tier isn't overflowed. Palpatine! Palpy! Oh my lord, I love the portrayal of this character. The guy hams it up so much. Sir Ian McDermott? Ian... God damn it. Yeah, Ian McDermott. Ian McDermott does a wonderful, wonderful job. And for me, he's going to go bottom of A tier. He's got some not awesome things, but he's so maniacal in terms of evil wizard. Can you think of a better live action evil wizards when it comes to the maniacal vibe that... Oh, he's so good at being this character, and I love him. He wouldn't be half as interesting as he is if Ian McDermott didn't just ham it up and make it this over-the-top portrayal that he kills it at. Dr. Fate, a character I even know less about than Zatanna, and I'm going to drop in C tier. Mainly out of my own ignorance, I'm willing to admit that, but also because what I've seen from him has just been kind of like, I don't really care. I don't know why, I'm just not that interested in him. He's whatever. Merlin! Merlin, I think, unquestionably goes top of S. He's kind of the OG. He's kind of the man, the myth, the legend that spawned off so many of these other guys, from Dresden to Gandalf to Dumbledore. Countless ones of them owe so much to him. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Hello? What's up? Yeah, now works. That's no problem at all. Okay, should I start cooking now? Okay, see you then. Bye. Again, it's like once they're so obviously S tier, I don't even need to say that much. It's Merlin. Maleficent! Oh, such an iconic witch, and I actually really enjoy Angelina Jolie's performance as well, and her original tale in Sleeping Beauty, Disney's portrayal. There's not much wrong here. I'm actually gonna put her, in terms of witchy vibes, supreme, like, overlord witchy vibes, I can't really think of many witches that have done a better job than that. So, yeah, I'm gonna put her above Dumbledore, and I'm actually gonna move Sauron above Dumbledore as well. Sorry, I'm biased, but I'm pretty confident in that. I think Maleficent will be underrated by a lot of people, but she's huge, man. She's a big deal. That's an iconic character right there, without a doubt. The White Witch from Narnia. God, people are gonna be so mad if I don't give this more respect just because I don't like Narnia. I will throw her just below Zatanna, and that's where it's going for me. That's where it's going for me. I think that's all she earns. Man, I'm sorry. C.S. Lewis does not grip me with his writing, so again, make your own list. Melisandre! She's fun. Melisandre's fun, but I wish there was more there for us right now. I gotta kind of unfortunately rank her fairly low on this list, just because Okay. I am going to put her right above the White Witch, and actually I'm going to move the White Witch down to C tier. Fight me about it. Because I think there's maybe more to come going off the books. The portrayal of her in the show was quite good. I like the actress, and I don't have many issues with her. I just am waiting for some more payoff that I hope we get in the books. Bayonetta is another one that a friend of mine was like, you need to include Bayonetta. So I looked at her wiki page. That's a pretty alternative witch. It's definitely a witch. It's pretty alternative, but there's no way I'm putting her above like the White Witch. I'm sorry. She's going down there just probably out of my own ignorance. I'll admit that. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is a good wizard vibe. You know, you got to go with the good wizard vibe. Obi-Wan embodies that pretty darn clearly. I like his knighty wizard as the Jedis are approach. Definitely more influential and larger than Scarlet Witch or Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I just enjoy the performance of Palpatine through the lens of a wizard more. He is such an iconic, awesome embodiment of the evil wizard. I like that more than I like Obi-Wan's Good Wizard. I don't know why, so I'm gonna leave it right there. This dude whose name I don't even remember from Mario Party, I just hate him and wanted to throw him in D tier because he made me lose the last game I played of Mario Party. This guy. The wizard from Princess Bride, whose name eludes me right now. I enjoy a campy, over-the-top, wizardy performance. This guy brought it. He's our first, like, really comedic wizard of this list right here. And God, it feels wrong to put him above all these characters who have so much more lore and mythology about them, but I'm gonna do it. I'm putting him right below Doctor Strange, and it's entirely the performance and the vibe coming off of him, but iconic. Like, it's Princess Bride, and it's so good. If there was more material, this guy could be A tier, no problem. Wicked Witch of the West, obvious S tier choice. Below Gandalf, unfortunately, I can't put him above Gandalf, but obvious S tier choice. Hocus Pocus. Man, I'm giving a lot of points for embodying like an over-the-top, zany, evil witch or wizard, and the same thing goes here for Hocus Pocus. It's a fun performance. Okay, I'm gonna say some things here. I didn't watch Hocus Pocus till I was adult, so I didn't love it, but I can still appreciate it in that kind of campy childhood nostalgia way, and because of that, I'm gonna put her bottom of A, because it's without question an iconic, huge witch performance that made waves. It's influential. I appreciate all of that. But good God, is it corny. Oh my God, is it corny. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave her right there. The Wizard of Oz, the actual wizard from The Wizard of Oz. You ain't You ain't even magic. I'm tired of your ass being brought up in these conversations. So I'm putting you bottom of D. You can just flat out go bite me. Hate this dude. 0 out of 10. Horrible character. I love the Wizard of Oz. He is a bad wizard, though. Not bad. You know what I mean. Yoda. Wizard I am. Yoda has to go just above Dresden because I'm counting influence and performance. And Yoda is a amazing, crazy-ass old wizard.
I'm looking for someone.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
So for that reason, I'm putting him top of A. Now we need to go through and see if I want to change anything. Merlin, number 1. Gandalf, Wicked Witch of the West. Yoda, Dresden, Maleficent, Sauron, Dumbledore, Palpatine. I'm putting Palpatine above Dumbledore. I'm doing it. Obi-Wan, Hocus Pocus Witch, whose name I forget, Scarlet Witch, Teenage Witch, Doctor Strange, Princess Bride, Ganondorf, Zatanna, Melisandre, White Witch. Yeah, I think this is my witchy, wizardy list. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Fill out your own. At me on Twitter. I'm happy to look at them. I'd love to see just how crazy off I am here. And let me know if I should do another one in the future with a bunch of witches and wizards. I forgot. I didn't do a ton of them from like hardcore books. I've had a miserable day, so I just wanted to do like an easy, fun one without doing a bunch of like literary research. So I picked low-hanging fruit, but it's cool as a result. And I'm happy with it. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here, and have a good one, y'all. Peace!